This is NOScast here, episode
Something.
22. We
Yeah.
got Itchy here, Black Bob. We got Itchy here again, man. We gonna round in cowboy. No, I'm playing. But
Well, I
how's
was
it
I was
going?
playing some Red Dead for kinda. I'm
You,
just found out and cleared to work. I mean, we hadn't done a podcast since I got out of school. I don't think our last podcast.
hmm?
I don't know.
What'd you say?
I said when was our last podcast?
Our last podcast. Let me see. It was 5 days ago.
5 days ago. Okay.
That
So
was when I uploaded it. Now it could be even later than that. It could be like a week ago or
see,
something.
that's dumb because you should really. I mean, yeah, some of the content we talk about is time sensitive, but like nobody's really watching the entire content anyway. So like, yeah, it's fine, but like, really, some of the stuff
Well,
is really
I
time
got
sensitive.
49 views on our last podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have access to your account anymore, so I can't tell if like everybody's watching the full thing. I can't tell how much or percentage wise, because yeah, views mean something, but views like last I know, and people are only watching like at most a minute.
Well, I will tell you the status for this podcast actually right about if I can find it. The
Oh yeah,
status for for our last podcast.
right.
Let me see here. Go to 21 where it is. Here we go. So, from what my phone is telling me, okay, this is my phone. This isn't on like the whole YouTube shit. This is my phone. Is like a
Right.
minute 43. So
Yeah,
it
like I
could be
said,
different from do you okay like it's the statistics on the phone different from what it is on like the YouTube website and stuff.
not entirely. Like the same stats are gonna show the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you're hitting a different server that might be more updated because that might be the case because Google is a distributed system, right? They have multiple servers serving up damn near the same stuff. So like some of them are more updated than others. So
Yeah.
maybe there's one that's more updated than the other, but you won't actually know whether that's the phone or the computer. I don't remember all the differences. There might be more stuff on the computer than there is on the phone, but you said watch time. That's average
Yeah.
watch time, right? Average watch time. Or is that
So
your maximum watch time?
that's average watch time. I
Average
think
watch
that's
time. Okay.
yeah. I think that's average watch time.
And you said how many views?
49.
49?
Mm-hmm. 49.
Okay. So if that's the average watch time, I mean, we can assume that some people went a little more, some people went a little less. But like I said, that's what I was expecting. Like nobody's watching the whole thing. Um, but
I
that's not to say that's a bad thing. I'm saying like you're growing. Like we're still building this up. But some of the things I'm saying is time sensitive. The fact that you're not as big yet makes the time sensitive less important, I guess.
well
Um,
okay. Now here's a funny thing. So you know how I do the Nos funny moments type
right,
shit,
right.
right?
Mhm.
I get less views with those videos, of course, because
Mhm.
I started in October and it's now May, but like I'm not consistent on there. You get what I'm saying?
Like, what do you mean you're not consistent? You're not
Like
consistent in views, or you're not consistent in uploading?
uploads. That
Okay.
that channel is a total like fuck around type shit. I'm
Right,
not
right.
trying to heavily do like every day or every other. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if I get something funny, I'll upload it or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
the point of me bringing this whole channel up is because I get more watch time on there than I do on NAScast
Right, right,
episodes. And one, even though
right.
they're longer and I get more views on NOScast episodes, I
Mhm.
get more watch time with the funny moments that I
Yeah,
make.
I understand that you're still finding your way, and that's the natural thing. But I'm saying your NOScast, for one, most of your topics lately have been mostly about work, right? which is fine, but like 2 hours, 3 hours talking about work, you know, like not really
Mm,
that long. It's more usually like an hour or two or hour and a half these days.
hour and a half, two. It
Um,
depends like how far we want to go, basically.
yeah, but like your our topics aren't really that interesting, um, which is fine with me. But that's why it's really we talk about things. But the fact that you don't have a quick turnaround in your uploads kind of makes talking about time sensitive stuff like, oh yeah, we shouldn't talk like fuck if we talk about that. Everybody's gonna know about that. I know your channel's not big, but like that's still the way that it is. If content comes up, if you can tag things, it takes work, and I understand that other channels doing better, but like fuck, are you saying you don't want to do podcast or
No, no,
what?
no,
Like
no, 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 no. I want to do podcasts because podcasts are very you're able to podcasts are not just you're talking a podcast is talking you're talking about stuff
right, right.
by either by
It's
yourself or with other people
what I'm
but
also saying is that it's more difficult to hold an audience on long form media, right? Those clips you're doing, how long are they?
a minute 20 minutes 20 but like there's sometimes like a minute or they're like minute clips into bunched into like a 20-minute video but it's all funny
Exactly.
moment but
So
it's all
so
funny
it's
moments
right, but people aren't watching the full things of those, are they? Maybe some of them, but
maybe
like the
some of
fact,
them but not all of them
right, right, but you're getting more watch time because people are more likely to blindly click a shorter video than they are to blindly click
a
long
two
videos,
hour
right?
video
Yeah. So like for you to really be successful in 2 hour videos, you really have to pull up the entertainment. You really have to make sure you have those turnaround times. You have to really make sure you cater the audience.
yeah
With those short videos and stuff, those like yeah, it's sometimes a lot of work. Like if you do it properly to like make a mix and stuff like that, like you do. Um, but like that's throwaway video. And yeah, that's literally what it is. It's there's not really much substance. It's all the shock and all. Like that's pretty because it's a clip. It's clips.
yeah
That's what clips are for. So it's people can just sit and watch it blindly, not giving a shit. But with a podcast, you're really demanding the audience's attention.
Yeah, that's true. Like you're see in what I was trying to get with podcasts. Yeah, you're talking like podcasts could be news. Podcasts could just be talking about what's happening with yourself, with other
Exactly.
people, or
You
just in
just
the
have to.
world in
You just
general.
have to do it entertaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Sorry.
it also a podcast can be for like venting. You know,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
venting about your life or just
Right.
venting in
Right.
general about what's
Hmm.
happening around the world or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Well, no,
and
no. You saying that exactly? That's the time sensitive stuff I'm talking about.
yeah, true.
That's the time. Like when if you're trying to gain an audience, that's the
Mhm.
stuff that like if you talk about it a couple days too late, or if you upload it like we might talk about it when it's still relevant, right? But then you
Mhm.
upload it a little bit too late. It's like that's not going to get anything. But especially when it's mashed in the middle of a 2 hour long episode,
Yeah.
especially when it's right there. Like
Yeah.
that's good stuff at the beginning. That's good stuff at the end. Like not, but like we're not really structuring these things anymore. At the beginning, we tried to, but it didn't really work out because we kind of always ended up going on a tangent back then, and never actually got to everything. Um,
No,
but yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I don't really care how you manage this. Like I'm just saying, like think about the time management stuff. Like not the time management, the time sensitive stuff. But that's all I really want to say on that topic. We don't have to
Well, yeah,
because
like
I completely understand. You're at the wheel. It's your uploads. I'm just suggesting that hey, time sensitive stuff. Like maybe you should try to get the turnaround higher. Like get a better turnaround for
yeah.
time sensitive stuff. But a whole episode that's about your life or a whole episode that's just like us shooting the shit.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't matter if it comes out a week, 2 weeks, a month late.
Well, yeah, well that's what I'm saying like it's you know, it's a like it's a podcast. Like yeah, if you're
Exactly.
talking about stuff around the world, you might want to bring it out maybe a day or
That's
two.
that's all I was trying to say.
Yeah. Now, so I'm a sort of get off topic, but stay on the same topic with podcasts.
Right.
Um, so my grandma called me yesterday. Or was it yesterday, or day
Right.
before? It was like the day before that or whatever. She calls me and was like, how's it going and whatnot. We're just chit
Uh-huh.
chatting, and my grandma's the type of person that can talk your ear off. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
She could just talk and talk and talk and talk, and she's
Right.
very exhausting. Okay, she's very exhausting.
That's a really nice way to put it.
I know she doesn't watch these, so I'm not really worried about. But she's very exhausting. Okay, and what's it called? You trying to explain stuff to her about technology or about cars or whatever is very exhausting. And she's a very religious, no, and very with those type of people.
Catholic, right? Like
Yeah, Catholic,
Catholic.
but religious
I
in a
don't know what
way.
kind of Catholic. There's different kinds of Catholics,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but yeah, I'm not
I'm
too sure
assuming
actually.
Roman Catholic if you're Italian. But
Well, she's actually Filipino and like some others. I don't.
okay,
She's not. She's on my dad's side. My other
yeah,
grandma's dead.
that still makes
So,
sense to be Catholic. The Crusades and stuff like that.
so,
Um,
and she's like I said, she's very exhausting when I'm trying to
mhm.
talk to her and shit. But she told me like, I want to do a podcast and whatnot. You know, and she didn't see my face because we were on the phone, but I'm just thinking to my head like,
You know what a
uh,
podcast is?
uh.
I can already tell. That's what you're thinking of, isn't it? Like, or are you thinking she's gonna end up finding?
She's like, I want to do stuff like Joe Rogan because she knows who Joe Rogan is. I'm like, oh my god, she knows
Uh,
who Joe Rogan is. Like, holy fuck,
everybody.
type.
Joe Rogan's bigger than fucking name a news stream.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, because she's not really a techie person. She's not on social media and all that, but she knows who
Right.
Joe
I
Rogan.
said that mainly because old people know the news channels, right? CNN,
Yeah.
like all that, right? Right. Joe
So
Rogan is known more than those people.
yeah, yeah. But she wants to do stuff like Joe Rogan, where she talks about her opinions, even though that's really
Mhm.
what podcasts
Right.
are saying your opinions or whatever. But she wants to say her opinions,
Uh,
and I know how she's a very religious person. She's very what's it called? She's in these like she's in these things where like she has like powers or whatever. Like she's very like I don't know. She's very weird. She does her husband, which has died or whatever.
right.
That I really didn't know that well actually. I'm not even trying to get into all that.
Oh no, fine.
He liked watching sports and whatnot. And he was a big Warriors fan and whatnot. And she became a big Warriors fan and whatnot. She would do her little, mind games and whatnot, and try to make the Warriors win and shit. She's crazy. Like she even said, my cousin looks like Stephen Curry. This dude looks nothing like Stephen Curry, and she says my cousin looks like Stephen Curry. That's how crazy she is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
She's a control freak, and she's one of those people. You know what I'm
right. Right.
saying? And I'm just gonna get into my personal life because what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I have nothing to be scared about or whatever. But I have a lot of like resentment towards her. Even though yes, she gave me $9,000 for a car, even though I still haven't gotten the car yet with her. But I have this like I'm thankful and like I love my grandma, and whatever. But I have this other side of like resentment towards her and whatnot. You know,
Okay.
like I know you're saying okay, like I don't know what to say about this or whatever. Like what
No, like
evidence is
I don't know the backstory. I don't know the backstory. I can't make an assumption without
like
a
okay,
backstory. But
like my grandma's done a lot of stuff to me. Okay,
right.
like has done a lot of like questionable stuff, not just to me, but just to like other people in general and whatnot.
Right.
And you know, she's crazy. Like she's just crazy. She's like what 80 years old or whatever, 70, 80 years old or whatever. She's going down the the tub, bro. Like she's just going down the tubes, man. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm trying to get at.
Well, I think you should try to let her. I mean, if you can come up with it, like I'm not trying to tell you to do something, but like if you could get her dream before she dies of getting on a podcast.
I'm not getting her on this podcast. Okay, I'm not getting her on this one.
Come on,
No, I'm not getting her on this one.
one on
I'm
one, you and your grandma podcast.
no, I'm not doing this, man.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
No, I'm not doing this, bro. I'm
Look,
not
look,
doing.
NOScast episode 23, interviewing my grandma.
Oh man,
That'd be
this
perfect.
that would be crazy, bro.
It would. It would be crazy. That's why it's perfect.
Like, I probably would never be able to watch that episode.
That's
Uh,
fine. I'll watch
I probably would never.
it.
I probably would be very hesitant of trying to advertise it too. Like, it would. I don't know. Like, she's. I don't know. Like, just like she's. You don't understand. She's very exhausting, bro. Like, she's very like exhausting trying to explain stuff to her and trying to understand her thinking process and
You know
whatnot.
what? That's perfect. That's
Like,
perfect.
like my dad, which is her mom, his mom, by
Uh-huh.
Lily would be on the phone with her and sit there for an hour and just listen to her talk. He won't say a damn thing. Just listen. She'll talk for hours, bro. She could. It one
You
night,
need
you
to give
know.
her her 5 minutes, her 15 minutes in fame.
I couldn't do it, Itchy, bro. I just couldn't do it, bro.
Think about it. I'm not telling you to do anything. Just think about it. I think it'd be
I
awesome.
I couldn't, bro. You don't like I couldn't do it. I couldn't take it serious. Like I'll be
Hey,
I
Grandma, can you download this app on your phone? What's an app? Oh, Discord. What's Discord? Grandma, remember Joe Rogan and podcasting? Yeah. Well, we've already started. What? Yeah, we're on a podcast, Grandma. This is NOScast episode 23. That's you
Oh
next week.
man, no, that isn't me next week. I would not bring her on here. I would not. I refuse. Okay, I refuse to bring her on here, Itchy. I can
Okay.
talk to you. I can talk to Kaylin, Antonio. Most of Brian still haven't gotten. I still haven't done him yet. I can talk to all, even though I can talk to all these other people. My grandma, I would not do. I would not do that. She can have her own podcast and just talk her brains off.
Look, you help her set up a podcast,
Shit, we
right?
could do Archer. I'll set her up on Archer.
You'll
Whatever
set her up
takes.
on Archer.
I'll set her up on Archer. Give her
No,
like a
she knows Joe Rogan. She needs to go on to Spotify.
Archer does do Spotify.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Archer
forgot what
goes
Archer was.
on.
I thought Archer was its own platform.
No, well, I thought you told me I like Spotify bought Archer or some shit or whatever.
Did it?
Or
It might have.
so Archer goes on Archer, of course. Spotify,
Mm-hmm.
Pocket something. I forget what the other podcast was called. Podcast platform.
Mm-hmm.
Pocket Cast and Apple Podcasts.
Oh
Which,
yeah.
which I didn't even know it did that. The Apple Podcast went into like later on or whatever. I didn't even know it went on Apple Podcasts. I was like, holy shit. So,
Yeah.
but but yeah, I would not do it. I refuse it.
You'll help her set her up.
I'll set her up her own
Would you
podcast.
do an episode? Would you do an episode with her?
Nope. Nope. I would not
Come
do
on.
it. No.
You help set up your grandma's podcast, but you won't do an episode with her. You're just the tech guy.
I will be the tech guy. Yep. I will do the whole shit for her. And
Come
then
on.
she
I'll
gotta
do
do.
a podcast with your grandma.
That would be so funny. We'll be here for 3 hours, bro. Just sitting here letting
Look,
her talk.
I'll ask her questions. I'm just gonna smoke a joint and I'll ask her questions. I'll be like, hey, Nos grandma. Nos what? Oh no.
That's grandma. Nah, it's grandma.
So tell me about life back in the day. Right? And then you sit there. I'd be
Oh.
like, how is Jacob? How many times did Jacob shit himself when he grew up?
Oh man. Like we could sit here for 3 hours and just let her talk. She'll just talk and talk and talk. She'll be talking to herself. We'll just be sitting here and all you hear is breathing. And she'll just be talking in the background the whole time. I couldn't do it, Itchy. I couldn't do
Well,
it.
whatever quarrels you have with your grandma, I hope
Well, it's like
things is
it's
what.
not it. I'm trying to think of what I wanted to say. It's not quarrels or whatever. It's just I have a lot of resentment towards her. It's just because of the years I've dealt with her. My little sister and little brother didn't really deal with my grandma like how my big sister and me did. You know, my grandma thought my big sister was gonna become a lesbian because she was texting a lot.
Yeah, I mean, an old person's gonna be old. Like,
Like, do
how old?
you?
Which you said your parents are old, right?
My
And like,
dad is 60.
right, she's your dad's mom.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like you have to think in the context. Like, yeah, we live today, but you still have to think in the context of where the person was from. Yeah, it's definitely not right for her to say that, but like you still have to think of the context because, like, she's old. Like,
Well, like,
mental deterioration is a thing.
like
Like you
even
can't keep up.
well, yeah, that's true or whatever. But it's like my auntie because like my cousin was graduating, was it like last year or whatever, from high school,
Uh huh.
and they were doing a broadcast of it where you can see them, like, where you can see the broadcast and you can see see people graduating and whatnot.
Uh huh.
My auntie said, no, you're not messing with this TV. My great grandma, or not great grandma, my grandma went against her and did it anyway without her knowing. My auntie came down furious and found out that she did it behind her back, messing with her TV. That's how
Well,
crazy,
how? What do you mean she messed with it? Like,
like she, okay, like, so she didn't want my grandma to mess with her TV. Okay, because
right? I
it's
don't know
her.
what you mean what messing with the TV means. So is it just
Like,
like turning it up, changing the channel? Like,
no, 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 like going like going on the internet or whatever, basically.
oh, like a smart TV? Like,
Yeah, because it was a smart TV. So
okay,
she
yeah.
didn't want her going on the internet or whatever, like none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
She doesn't mind you, like, flipping through channels or whatever, trying to find, like, she doesn't mind, but like going on the internet, she didn't want that. And my grandma like totally like went against her and did it anyway and whatnot. And she was
Wow.
furious. She was upset. And then
What'd your grandma do? Like, I mean, I don't know if you know. Like,
like
you may know just this
m-
part.
my grandma went on the internet and tried to find the broadcast and found the broadcast or whatever. And my aunt got upset and
On the
whatnot.
broadcast.
Yeah,
What broadcast?
the broad my cousin's graduation broadcast
Oh,
where you get to see them graduating and whatnot. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I thought that
Yeah.
was already on.
No, 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 no. She got it. She went on the internet and got it to come on or whatever. My aunt got upset. She was like, "No, you're not fucking with this shit. Like, no, like if you want to do it on your iPad or whatever, cool. Do it on your iPad or whatever, but don't do it on my TV because it's a 2,000 whatever dollar TV. Like she doesn't want that shit to be fucked with and whatnot.
I can say I understand, but at the same time, I kind of think that's outrageous. Um,
Well, it's her
but
TV. Like
yeah, it's
she
just a
like
TV though. Like, you don't get to see, like, that's a better screen than a tablet.
well,
I
yeah,
can
that's
see it.
true. That's true. But like
I can see both sides. I can see both sides, but I definitely see one side as being more petty than the other.
yeah, I don't know. Like I just know, like, and then my grandma and my aunt got into a big ass fight, and then my grandma left the house and went into a hotel or whatever, and stayed
Right.
there for like weeks upon end or whatever. Now she lives with her son, her other son, that's like down the street from my house, maybe like
I see.
5 6 minutes from my house or whatever. So like by drive.
Right.
So like you know she lives in this little cottage or whatever behind the house.
Right.
And she has a stove or whatever. She has all her shit that she needs. She has a bathroom, a bed. It's really small. Like it's really like if you saw it from like the sky above, you thought, oh, it's good size. Then when you actually go and you're like, oh, it's hella small
Right.
and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really
Mhm.
small. Like the sink falls in your lap in the bathroom. That's how small the bathroom is. The sink falls into your lap.
Like when you're shitting.
Like okay, if you sit on the toilet like you're gonna take a shit, the
Right.
sink
Right.
is literally in your lap.
That's weird. That's fucking tiny. Because I mean, I know the bathroom next to my room is tiny as fuck, but it's not that tiny. That take at least like 2 steps to get to the sink.
Yeah, like that's the same to me. Like takes like literally like she doesn't have to get up from the seat. She literally can wash her hands right when she's taking a shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's how small her bathroom is. Like it's really small. Her bathroom in like her house, cottage, whatever you want to call it in general, is small.
Right.
And that's all she
You
needs
know,
because it's just
some people go for that. Yeah,
and it's
that's all
just
they
well,
need.
it's just her living there. So she's like, I don't need a big old house. Like,
Right. Exactly. If you have a bigger bathroom, it's just a bigger room to clean.
well, that's true. Like she's still a part of the house or whatever, even though
Uh-huh.
she's a part. She's in their backyard. Okay,
Right.
so she has to literally like from her house to the other house, she can get rained on pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's literally like maybe like 5 steps,
Right.
5, 10 steps, whatever, and she's at the other house. So it's like I guess like you know what I'm saying. Like
Right. Right.
I would never live in that type of scenario. That's just me. Like I want
Like literally 5 steps, or like
literally like 5 to 10 steps, and she's at my aunt and uncle's house.
was there any grass in between?
No, I'm not sure. There's grass in the backyard. Like there's
Right.
grass, but it's basically all cement, and there's like a little uh pool above ground
Mm-hmm.
though. Like it's one of those pools that are above ground, but
Right. I know exactly.
it's underground, but it's above ground. If you know what I'm saying, like
No, yeah. My great aunt had one of those.
so it's not like a real pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
hella.
it's not in ground. Out here. Like having like more people have above ground pools than in ground pools out here. My family happens to have an in ground pool, but it was built like before my dad was born. Um,
Yeah. So like I don't know. Like it's just I'm just like all right, whatever. She doesn't even like she's not even really connected to the house at all in whatnot. Like it's a
right.
whole separate area, but she's in the backyard.
Uh-huh.
So there's separations between two houses, but it's the same. That's on the
I
property.
do. I know what you're talking about. I know what
Okay, okay.
it's not complicated.
So, like I don't know. It's a big backyard.
How like, huh? It sounds. I don't know. It'd be interesting to
I
further
I would never live in that
talk
type of
about it separately,
situation.
outside of podcasts. But like,
Yeah,
yeah, I understand the picture.
I see. Like to me, like I've gone to where like I'm not ashamed to talk about what I want to talk about anymore.
Uh huh.
Like you could be a different
Right.
story, and that's cool. Like
No, I was just
that's.
gonna ask questions of like meter, like metrics and size and stuff like that. That I don't. That's
Oh,
not. Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
really
I
need
wouldn't.
to talk about
I wouldn't
that.
know any of that to be honest.
Exactly.
Like I wouldn't know any of that. That's like on a whole nother level.
You
And
say
when
big, big is relative,
like
especially like
it's a
big
good
yard in
size.
California.
It's a good size.
Uh,
It's bigger than my backyard. I'll tell you
right.
that. It's bigger than my backyard. I wouldn't be able to fit a house in my backyard. So it's big.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I don't know. Like I just been chilling I kind of just be doing my thing. And when I got an iPad, so like it's a lot easier to edit videos, a lot
Right.
easier. Like it still takes me like those two videos I sent you, the funny
Yeah.
moments videos. It took me at least 4 hours to edit
Or
each of
else,
those 4 hours each edit each of those videos.
man, I still think it's silly, but I still think you should learn how to
Well, yeah, like
use a computer. But like I understand, it's the tools you know, and as long as you can get it done, you can get it done, right? That's all that matters. You say it still takes you 2 hours, like, hmm, like I don't know. You could like keep doing what you're doing. I think
like
you'll
I
learn.
don't
Like you can do all the same things. Like
yeah,
it's not
like I don't have a problem using the computer. I feel like using the computer is cool, and in my I'm having a brain fart right now. My gameplay, as in the video gameplay, will look a lot more crispier, look a lot more better than having to download it to the iPad, which
that's through
com-
the YouTube doing it the way you used to do it,
yeah,
right?
well, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
you're using
yeah,
some like you're lucky you're not on a data limit, dude. If you're on a data limit, you'd probably not want to be doing it the way you do it.
yeah, that's
Because
true. But like I
you're doing
get
a lot of uploads and a lot of downloads and re-uploading. You're wasting a whole lot of space. Um,
yeah, like I get like how like when you tell me like your the resolution of the video and
every
the
download, every time you tweak it, going through YouTube and stuff like that, it's just gonna lower and lower the.
the resolution. But you said another word. I forget what you said. You said another word, or another like catchy word that I used to know the word, and then now I don't know it anymore.
Diminish? I don't know what word you're talking
Not
about.
diminish, but like it's where you if you do it over and over, like the same video, you do it over and over and over and over and over, like
Repetitive?
not repetitive. No, 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 no. Like it's where like you get a video, okay,
Mm.
you download it from you
Compression?
compression. The compression of, and I get the compression of the video when because I've seen it, like because I record these in
Mhm.
1080p 60, and I see the compression that goes lower and lower and lower, and
Right.
and eventually the gameplay just looks ugly. Which I
The
get
best
that,
version is the version that's never touched the internet.
yeah. Which that's what I'm saying, and I get if I had a better computer. Which I'm not saying my computer's shitty or terrible, but I'm just saying like if I had a
Right. It's
way better,
capable. It's
yeah,
capable
it's
of doing the
capable.
job, but it's not the fastest thing around.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like it's capable of doing the job. If I had a better computer or whatever, I'd be able to have a lot more better looking videos and whatnot.
Right.
Which I get that, but it's like you got to use what you got to use at the end of the day.
Exactly. I understand.
You know,
Exactly. Because, yeah,
it
your computer's not the best. I would say if you got a better computer, you'd probably prefer using computer editing because, the speed at which you could do it is greater than an iPad.
yeah.
Especially, yeah, like, but yeah, I don't know if your laptop would be faster than your iPad. I don't know. And it really depends on the app you're using as well and the compression
Well,
the
I
app
use
uses.
iMovie. I use iMovie,
Uh-huh.
which is
Yeah, and iMovie is
made by
good.
Apple. So
Yeah.
it's really good actually. Like
Mhm.
it's really good. Which is used by Apple and whatnot. Apple owns iMovie, it's made by Apple and the whole shit
Right.
and whatnot. That's why I continue using iMovie because it's the only thing I know how to use, which is cool.
Right,
And
right.
I don't mind using computer. I don't mind using it. I don't have a problem with it. I know the repercussions of using a computer and using an iPad and downloading all this shit. I know all that. It's just
Right,
like
and
as of
I'm not necessarily the one that like like one or two polls from YouTube like to do edits, right? It's
mhm,
not gonna make it look too bad,
no,
especially if you're recording at high resolutions.
no,
It's not gonna make it look too bad. So it's not like you have to think about your end result and in the type of content you make. Like, yeah, some people might click away if they start noticing the compression like stuff. If they start noticing that, some people might click away. It's like, oh, this is low quality like stuff. But most people, like, when it comes to like podcasts and stuff, that the video matters, but it doesn't matter. The video's there to keep, like, if people want to look at something, they can look at it. But
Yeah.
like with other stuff, like your clips and stuff, the video is the butter. The video is everything.
Well,
Um,
the the funny clips part
mhm.
is okay, is sort of the butter. Like the funny clips can go into the video as some way, shape, or form. Because if you
Right.
watch the funny clips, the video has a main thing to do with it. But some of the
Mhm.
funny clips is just like the last two of them was some of the video, and some of them were we were just talking, and there was just
Right.
funny shit happening. You know what I'm saying? Funny
No, and that's
talking.
that's yeah,
Funny
yeah,
stories or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it. The funny clips have a both way standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And
But I'm saying that visual, like, usually when it comes to, like, yeah, the conversation there is a good point in the funny clips, like if that's the main point of the clip. But like, mm, yeah, I'm just saying down the line, I think you would see benefit down the line when you upgrade, because I know you're not planning on upgrading your computer right now, because that would not be a good look for you with how you got the computer.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Like
yeah,
it's
like I'm,
I don't know.
and
Like
I
I
don't
get
really
what
care.
you're
Like
saying.
if you want to use iMovie, like, for the full time, if you feel like that quality is perfect, and you feel like, but if you get a better computer, then you would save a lot of time. You would save a lot of time to 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 upload and re-download and edit and re-upload, and 'cause that's just nonsense.
Well, like yeah, like I said, I get what you're saying. Like you're making complete sense to me. Like I get
Uh,
the compression and everything else. It's just as of right now, as of where like I'm standing, where I'm, how much money I'm making, how much money I have. It's just like, well, I'm just gonna use this for now on. For
right,
for
and that makes
for
sense.
now and whatnot. If
Right,
I was making, if I had a better job, making way a lot more money, man, and I can, get out of my parents' house and stop money to get computers and whatnot and do all this shit, man, I wouldn't think twice. I'll get the
right,
best computers, the best shit, the whole nine. Man, I'll be uploading, I'll get iRacing, the whole shit. Like the only reason why I don't have iRacing is because like I don't have room. Like I can use on this computer, but it's like I have to get the steering wheel out, and it's just like, and then my laziness comes into play. Like
yeah.
in
No,
the
that just sounds like laziness. Why you're not playing?
yeah, like I well,
Like,
like
iRacing doesn't have very high spec require. Actually, it's been risen because the minimum graphics have been risen in the game. So I don't know what the minimum specs are anymore.
well, like
So a lot of old games have been doing, like, a lot of old PC games have been doing that because PC games don't have the same. I mean, they kind of do, but most of the PC game market doesn't have the same life cycle that the console games do, like the AAA console games.
well, shit, like I've been looking at PCs, just just to look like on Amazon, just to see what's up. There's PCs like not like laptops, but like uh just regular PCs,
Uh,
desktops for like 4,000 or whatever. That have like 390s RTXs and the whole
that's wild,
like
dude.
crazy.
I just designed Noble a PC for $1,500,
Hmm.
and it has a 3070. It has a 5900X. That's good shit. That's good shit. Like, it doesn't have a 3090. I wanted to keep a power budget, like, around 750 watts, and I wanted to keep the budget around $1,500. I found it
Hmm.
all for $1,500.
Yeah, like
You know,
I don't know,
not
like
from cheap builds. No.
well, that's what I'm saying. These are all builds. Like these are all pre-builds. Like they're
Mhm.
already made and whatnot. And like to me, like I don't mind building my own PC, but it's like if I have the money, just say fuck it, spend $4,000 on a 390 computer. All I have to do is maybe get a 4K Elgato capture card, put it in there, and call it a day. Like shit, fuck
I'm
it.
telling you, if you got a PC that good, you'd probably be playing. Like, I can't guarantee, but you'd probably be playing less.
Playing what?
Like, less Xbox.
Well,
Like you probably would still play consoles, but like probably mainly for exclusives, and not even like not many exclusives are console explicitly exclusives these days.
like, see, my thing is like when I record my gameplay through the Elgato capture card and hook it up to the wire and the whole shit, and having to use the wire to be able to hear gameplay and sound and whatnot. My me, I can talk as loud as possible. I sound so low, it's like I'm
When you talk to the Elgato,
yeah, it's like I'm whispering.
yeah, I don't know. Like there might be an amplifier thing that going on. If you went straight through the computer, like
Well,
would it be louder?
that's what I'm saying. If I got the
Uh-huh.
4K, where I hook it up to the computer, not the
Uh-huh.
4K one that was talking that cost $400. No, no, no. I'm talking about with the one you hook up to the computer and everything. Basically, get to play on your PC.
The
When you're
external
playing
port, the external one, or the internal?
the internal one,
The
not
internal.
the
Okay.
external one, the internal one. If I got a PC, a desktop PC, and got an internal Elgato 4K capture card where I'm able to hook my Switch, my um PlayStation 5 and a Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll be able to play all those games through my PC at where all the audio is act like that. You know how
Uh,
we did it and the audio was we try to make it very synced up and it's still like it was a little bit off because
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
external and you can't
Uh-huh.
I don't know about the new
It's
external
the latency and stuff. Yeah.
latency. I don't know about the new external. I don't know how much latency you have on that. It's probably still a little latency, but I don't know. But if I had the 4K capture card where it's internal and whatnot, the latency would be no more. It's because it's internal.
Mhm. Right. It'd have a faster bus. Like if you're
Yeah,
doing external, you're capped at what the USB is capped at.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm
But
saying.
when you're on PCIe, like I don't know what gen that is, but I'm assuming Gen 4. If you're on PCIe Gen 4, um, you're going to have a much higher bandwidth than you would on USB.
That's
Much
what I'm
higher.
saying. Which I would have the PC, the gameplay audio from the console and PC synced up like that. You know,
Mhm.
where I wouldn't be able to tell, and that's where I could talk through the PC. You know what I'm saying? I can be on Xbox Party Chat on the PC or Discord or whatever, and I can play with all
Right.
my friends when I call it a day type shit. You know what I'm saying? I won't have to worry
Right.
about how I can turn down the gameplay audio. I can turn down, the party audio. I can turn down or make my audio more higher. Like, I could do all that shit. You know what I'm
Huh?
saying?
Yeah.
But on the
Because through the
but
Elgato, your external, it's not separate, right?
yeah, through the external, it's
Mhm.
not separate. It is all combined together, which sucks. It is
Right.
sucks. It's terrible. It's garbage. But like I said, you gotta work with what you got, you know.
Uh-huh.
And from what I'm looking at, either I gotta talk louder, like where I'm probably gonna lose my voice in 2 hours or whatever, or I just gotta deal with it and say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
One or the other.
you know what I'm saying? And if I got the internal, then I can get a PC mic. I can get the whole shit and call it a day. I won't need to get on the Xbox and went on the PS5 and do all that shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I can talk through Discord or I could talk through Xbox on PC and call it a day. Like, it wouldn't be a problem anymore. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But you gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day.
Do to do.
You know, I don't know if USB is ever gonna have uh where the latency would be is it high or low? Where you have the USB where it's synced up to the game, is it where it's higher or lower?
Low
Low
latency is
latency.
faster.
Yeah,
Low latency is
slow
faster.
latency. I don't know if they're gonna make a USB where it's low latency.
Yeah, I mean, there's different speeds of USB. USB's been upgraded over the years, but like, there's just more wires on the PCIe. Like there's a limit to what you can fit into a certain size. Um, I mean, wires can get smaller. Like USB-C is pretty fast. That's smaller than the normal USB, but it's not
Yeah,
faster than a PCIe Gen 4.
hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, I don't know when USB is gonna be as fast as IGN4. I don't know if it ever
Yeah.
is gonna be as fast.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Technology grows pretty fast nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And
Right, right.
maybe there's gonna be a time where there's a USB that comes out that is as fast as IGN4
Right, the PCIe 5's out.
or PCIe 5. You know what I'm saying? Or the 6 or the 7 or you know what I'm saying? Like there is going technology is going to
It's
grow.
always
They're going
what
to
I'm pretty
find a
much
way.
gonna say is it's always gonna lag behind. It's never gonna be the best option.
USB, right? You're talking about USB?
Yeah, USB is never gonna be the best option. It might get better, but it's never gonna be better than you know the better
Internal
option.
internal.
Yeah. Well,
Which I get that.
yeah. Like
But
yeah, it's good enough for that. But PCIe used to be as good as USB is now. Um, it's not anymore. You're
mhm.
not going to be buying a computer that's that bad. I mean, some people might. That's that bad. Yeah, some people might buy a computer that's that bad.
To
But
me
you're not going to be
like you
looking for a
know,
computer that bad.
yeah, well that's what I'm saying to me like if I like you said once I get a good enough PC, I might not be playing consoles as much. That could be true.
Right. I can't
But
guarantee. I'm just saying it's a probability. If you get
cuz
one, nice is what you're saying. It's like if I get a desktop, I'm gonna get this. It's like, oh no, that's better than your Xbox. That's
mhm.
better than your.
Yeah, it's better than your Xbox, it's better than PS5, it's better than the Switch. Like, you know, but at the same time, like a computer, you could like the
You
limit
can play
is
it just like an Xbox. You can play it
yeah, you
exactly
could
like,
play it just like an Xbox, you could play it just like a PS5, a Switch. You could do
and you don't
everything.
have to pay for online.
Yeah, which is cool, but like I want to like you could do so much shit on a PC. It's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah,
It's
and I'm not
it's
saying it'll cause you because there's plenty of people that have their games that still play console, like they primarily still play console. Because it is at the end of the day going to be about like how you feel about it. Like it's the there's that aspect. I still play Xbox. I was playing Xbox earlier. Like I play Xbox on a daily? No, I've literally I think I have spent over a year not playing Xbox.
mm-hmm.
But like
See,
I played it today. I've not stopped playing Xbox.
well that's like as a console person, which I consider you as a console person still because you
I
came
play
from
I play
console.
PC shooters. Yeah, I still play shooters on PC with a controller. I mean, I play CS:GO with mouse. I go back. I have Modern Warfare 2 on PC. I play that with mouse. But like
Mm-hmm.
I play Vanguard with a controller.
Well yeah, like, and the thing about this is consoles are so held back. It's because they're very you can't do a lot of shit. You could do
Yeah,
anything you want with a PC because it's open source pretty much. A PC is just open. Consoles are not open. They're closed off. It's like being trapped in being in jail.
I would correct you on that, but like you're close enough.
Okay,
Like,
correct me on it in a way. Like,
well, I mean, not all of PC's open source. That's all I was gonna say. I was gonna be like,
oh,
I was
well,
making a
like
joke. It's like,
what I meant by open source is like you can do whatever you want on PC,
nah, I
pretty
knew
much.
what you meant. That's why I wasn't gonna correct you. I said that as a joke.
Oh,
Um,
okay, but
yeah,
like you can mod on Cold War if you want to. You can mod on Black Ops 4. You can mod on any game if you ever wanted to on PC. It's a
right,
lot
right.
harder on Cold War, but you can mod on it.
Right. Like these DRMs and stuff like that are catching a lot of stuff, and it's anti cheats and stuff like that. I mean, it's not perfect. Like I'm fairly certain, unless I need a new keyboard, that there's some cheats going on on Cold War that's forcing you to go to the pause menu and go to the weapon selection screen, like, and won't let you back out until you click on one. But like, I don't know. I feel like that could also just be something wrong with my keyboard. I just tried to clean it. There might be water in the key or something.
well,
But
like, well, yeah, like it's just like you in it. A
like
PC is all
aimbot's gotten stricken, right? So less people are doing aimbot, but more people are doing crazier shit. And
well. There have these Titan shit and whatnot, pretty much, which I have my
the
Titan, the flash
oh
drive.
yeah, mm-hmm.
I haven't used my Titan in a minute. I thought when I got my PC, I was gonna start doing the Titan shit. Nah, I haven't
You don't
done
know
it.
how to code it, do you? Like you only have the presets.
Well, it's not even like the coded or presets. Like it's what's it called? Like it's not even just that. It's you like some of you have to pay for. Put your debit
Right.
card information.
If
To
you
me,
coded it, you would never have to pay for it. You're paying for the ones that other people code.
yeah.
That's if you
But
code and you don't.
what I'm saying is like you have to put your debit card information, and I don't feel comfortable doing that because people hack, people get into your information and whatnot.
Jacob, you
It
don't learn how to code. You know, you want to be the person asking people for debit card information, or do you want to be the one giving debit card information?
shit. I would love to. Coding. You can make a lot of money being a coder.
A lot of ways too. Like, I mean, I don't commend the stealing credit card information, but you can do a lot with coding. Like, you can run like you literally. I'm not even doing a lot of coding to do all this, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
like running these servers and stuff like that.
Well,
I've ran quite a few servers at this point.
that's what I'm saying. Like coding, you could do a lot. You could get a lot of jobs in coding, and to me, like, like, like to me, like cheating is cheating. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you look at it, between a boyfriend and girlfriend, a girlfriend and girlfriend, a boyfriend and boyfriend, whatever. Cheating is cheating. No matter how you look at it, video game relationships, whatever. Cheating is cheating. To me, like everyone and people are like, well, don't be a follower, be stand out or whatever. But it's just like everyone else is doing it. Why can't
Right.
I? Like what if everyone else is doing it? Fuck you. Why can't I do it too? And people will be like, well, you can't think that way. It's bad to think that way. And I understand where everyone's coming from is you're cheating on a video game. How garbage are you? And it's just like it's a video game.
See, I can live with it or live. I prefer not to be on the side of people cheating on the game, right? But I don't care if people are at the same time.
Uh huh.
Like I don't like the strictness of some of these anti cheats out there, especially like that of Rainbow Sixes, right? Like how you can't you can't play on certain operating systems.
Uh
Like
huh.
the game can be played on those operating systems, like through virtualization and stuff like that. But like now you're automatically assumed the bad guy, right? What's the foundation of like I know games are not bound by like innocent until proven guilty and stuff like that. Like a private ownership, like a private property can declare that you can't carry a weapon, right? Like that type of stuff is legit. Like that is how it works. Private companies can control speech, government can't. Um, so I can understand a company's right to be able to protect their asset, the game, by employing things like these anti cheats. But some of them are just garbage. Like the anti cheats are so garbage. Like it almost fucking like I don't want to cheat. I don't want to be a cheater in the game. But I don't want to be like if I want to change my operating system, I don't want to be called a cheater either because I'm not cheating.
Well, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you're restricted to do. You're strict on PC. You're not restricted at all to a
No,
certain extent.
that's literally being a restriction that's on a PC.
Yeah.
But literally, my entire tangent right there was about like because like I'm not for cheating, right? But I'm not against it either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not for cheating either, but I'm not against it. It's just like, uh, to me, like, how you think a different way and I think a different way, and I feel like that's good in a way, because if we all think the same way, we're not gonna get anywhere in a way.
Mhm.
But to me, like, is if everyone else is doing it, why can't I do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, well, you're just being a follower. But it's just like, you know, if everyone else is doing it, why can't I not do it? You know what I'm saying? If everyone else is cheating, why can't I not cheat? You know, if everyone else is botting, why can I not mod? You know what I'm saying? People, people look at, like, the modding community. Oh, you're a modder. That, people put the modding in the same way as being a cheater.
Modding and cheating are the same thing at all.
That's what I'm saying. But the
Right.
people that don't know that and don't understand that, in a way, put cheating and modding in the same category. Because if you're
Well, in some
modding,
cases, you do have to mod your
yes,
game to be able to cheat.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's in the same category, but it's not in the same category. If you get what I'm like, there's a
Mhm.
really fine line in between being a cheater and being a modder. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I've modded in my days. I modded in Call of Duty 4. I modded in Marvel 2. I did the double XP shit where you linked up to mass, all the way ranked up in Call of Duty 4, Marvel 2, and the whole shit. I did the whole thing.
Did you mod or did you just get into one of those lobbies?
I just got into one of those lobbies and did it, basically. Like, I got into, like, it was Call of Duty 4 where I had it where I didn't even have a rank anymore, but I was rank 55, where it was just a gray box and whatnot and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
In Call of Duty 4, I had one of those at one point. Like, I had a mod menu, basically. I had a mod menu at one point. But it was one of those things where, like, if you turned off your Xbox, whatever, it will go away. There'll be
Yeah,
no
because you
more.
need a JTAG.
Yeah, you need a JTAG, whatever. Those are, like, no more. You don't even find JTAGs anymore. But if I could get a JTAG, I would get one. But, like, you get what I'm saying? But I was able to do where I was able to mod my XP, my kills, my everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I had the modded rank where I was rank 50, like rank prestige 11, rank 55, whatever, I would get messages like on the daily. Can you give me a modded menu? Can you give me a modded menu? Can you give me a modded menu? Can you give me? But if I was like prestige 10, rank 55, I wouldn't get messages because they'll just
Mhm.
think, oh, I got legitly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But when I had the gray shit and the no ranking when I was ranking 55, I would get messages like every day. Can I get my menu? Can I get my menu? You know what I'm saying? People all
Yeah,
thought,
because
oh,
they know they're like you fucking beat it.
yeah, and
Like
then yeah, and like I have the rainbow gamer tag and went out with the red or blue game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did the whole shit, and I think,
you
like,
know how we can get that. You know how we can get that kind of shit to come back.
what?
We have to get rid of the entire marketplace in the game because that's one thing that kind of stops that from happening. That's one reason why they feel so pressured to get rid of cheaters, even though they're not really good at it. Um, that's why they feel so pressured to do that. That's why they feel so pressured to protect the online servers and stuff like that, because that's
So what does the
really like, yeah,
store have to do with the whole modded shit?
if if they allow modding, right? Why would somebody buy from that store?
Oh, okay, that's okay. That I see where you're getting at. Yeah, why would
Mhm.
somebody buy from that store? I get where you're coming from. Well,
Right. Like,
and
I mean, if they allowed modding, I would buy. If they allowed modding, I would support the original creator of the game to allow people to also then be able to create their mods and sell to people. But certain mod marketplaces, like especially like the Call of Duty mod marketplace, um, I mean, I can't say Minecraft's much better, but there's much more good avenues for the Minecraft community. There's also the bad avenues for the Minecraft community,
here's
but
the
a lot of
here.
times you'll get scammed with the custom.
Yeah,
You'll get scammed.
definitely. But here's the thing
You'll get
about that.
scammed with some Minecraft mods too, but a lot of because of how open Minecraft is, like no, like that's pretty legit. Like
Uh huh. I just got something for our racing or
Did you?
whatever. Yeah, it was about it going some a race going live or whatever. I don't even know why Microsoft Edge sent it to me, but they did. But anyway, like the thing about that is there was a store marketplace in Black Ops 3,
Right.
but they still had where you could do mods, like a whole open source for mods and whatnot. What is the
Yeah, and I
difference
remember.
for that than what they're doing now?
Well, because with that they had the way they released it. They 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 released it a very specific way. It was a test. It was a test. Okay. They
Mm-hmm.
only released it on PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember the whole hype about it, right? Um, and what ended up happening is it broke out to what they wanted it to be. It was people were, the original people allowed onto it were doing the right thing, right? And then other people started like, oh, how can I hack the main game,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm only guessing. That's I don't know why. I don't know why they took it out. It
Like,
would be awesome if they kept it in. Like
well,
that would be probable reason
that's
for
what I'm
it.
saying. It would be modding is such a technique of awesomeness in
Mm-hmm.
a way of you
And
can.
the game has to, and sometimes the game has to be built for it, right?
Well, that's true.
Um,
Yeah.
like you could still mod a game that's not built for modding, but then you have to actually be at the level of being able to break down the actual game itself. You have to break down the code. You have to be at that level to be able to
Yeah.
start modding a game that isn't made to be modded. Once somebody does that, then it becomes easier to mod it. So only one person needs to do that. Once one person does that and they sell their mod kit, then everybody can make mods.
That's the thing, though. Who's gonna do that?
Somebody usually does. The
Well, if
question is, how is it going to be popular enough for you to hear about it?
well, okay, we'll look at it like this. They've had 3 games so far.
Right.
I'm not putting Black Ops 4 in because Black Ops 4 is its own thing and whatnot and the whole shit. I'm using Modern Warfare slash Warzone because
Mm-hmm.
Modern Warfare and Warzone are the same. It was the same thing at one point. Modern
It
Warfare
was, but
slash
they separated it.
of Modern Warfare slash Warzone, Cold
Mm-hmm.
War, and Vanguard. They've had 3 things come out for it. Well, 4 if you count Warzone, but 3 things come out for it, and there just has been no mod type breakdown shit of this whole shit. Because even though yes, there's been 3 or 4 games, whatever, they all use the same code.
I
You,
think it might be the crossplay shit.
you know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
Modern Warfare uses or Vanguard uses Modern Warfare's code to the T pretty much. Cold War uses Modern Warfare's code, but it's its own shit. There's
Mm-hmm.
some shit that's from Modern Warfare and some shit that's not from Modern Warfare. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's the same code. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
but they haven't no one because if someone is broken down, I guarantee you someone would have posted this. Charlie Intel, whatever, or something was said. You can now mod malware for Cold War, Vanguard, and Warzone
But
on
what if
PC.
like they didn't know that?
I don't understand why Charlie Intel wouldn't know about it. He's like the COD news person of COD news. Even though yes,
Right.
he
Right.
has a agreement with Activision because he gets.
Exactly. Right. What if Activision doesn't want it? Right. And they find out that it's there. Right. And it's hush hush. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was proposing. Um.
Well, yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
like well,
what I mean well I have a feeling I would have heard about it by now. Even though yeah, it's hush hush. There's all these Call of Duty news outlets, as in on Twitter, that report
mm-hmm.
on everything happened called every to the dime. You know what I'm saying? They report on everything. So it's like
Right.
even if Charlie Intel does have a contract with Activision or all right, does have this contract or whatever, someone would report on it because they don't have a contract
Mhm.
with Activision. They don't have this, you know.
What if it's not known enough? What if only a small, minute amount of people through a very secretive chain of information that for a reporter to be able to attain that information, they would also then have to, you know, corner that area that is so secretive that it's really hard to pinpoint. I'm not saying this is real. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying that like what you're saying is probably true. It's what you're saying is probably more true than what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's like, we don't know. We don't know. I'm just saying it's like there's your end, there's another end. Like, people it could be on the dark net. It's spread around on the dark net. It's not as easily accessible as being spread around on the surface web. Um, Maybe only a small number of people actually have the capability of doing it. Maybe they're not the people that are posting stuff to YouTube.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I don't know. I just feel like something like that because to be able to mod Warzone to your capabilities
Mm-hmm.
is something that people would try to get on and try to
Right,
make because if you're able to mod Warzone to your capabilities of you can make Warzone a 108 player server, you can make Warzone to a 200 player server, you can do whatever you want to do with Warzone. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I would feel like that would be something that people would try to get on. I'm not saying just people, I'm just saying like everybody that has a PC that can run Warzone would try to get on. Every YouTuber would try to put their on their YouTube videos. Oh shit, I'm modding on Warzone. I'm playing a
So
modded map
one
on Warzone.
thing that my younger brother, because my younger brother, he's been modding a long ass fucking time. We before I had my nice PC, before he had his nice PC, um, like we had a shit desktop. Like, I guarantee your laptop was better than this desktop, right?
Hmm.
He would get games on there and he would mod them to make them look worse than they were supposed to look.
Hmm.
So the PC could actually play it, like worse than the lowest setting.
See
Sometimes that was
now
as easy as changing an XML file, but in some games, like you actually had to download extra stuff to be
well
able to do that.
you would see that you have to go into the game, like go into the game files and like actually go in
Mm-hmm.
there. You know, go into
Exactly.
as in go into the deep end or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. You have to but you could play games like that would allow the most number of people to be able to do that. And if that doesn't actually require because somebody could get into the details of stuff like I told earlier, like one person only needs to get into those details and they can build a software that interfaces with those details and then they can release an application that allows people to use a GUI graphical user interface and like set it up right
Hmm.
there. Like they could just have a simple button. It's like, oh yeah, test my machine. Okay, what game are you trying to play? This game. There's a list of games that it knows how to set up for that machine.
Hmm.
And then they just click that button and it automatically sets it up. And if there's no option for that game, then you're the first guinea pig and you can make the option. And then once that option is made, then you can get that option and publish it, and then the next person that has a similar computer to you can then also mod that game to look as bad as yours. Because that's actually how more bad computers can get into modern games. You have to make the game look worse than it is.
See now, to me, that's cool.
Right.
That's cool if you could do that, or if that
Yeah.
people do that. Like that's awesome to me. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what I'm saying with the P. Like Xbox, you can't do that. Well, not on the one and one X and series, 360 maybe, but on Xbox, the next gen consoles and whatnot, you cannot do that with those consoles. Even PlayStations in the Switch. You can't do that with that shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's
And
what I'm saying.
those are marketed. Those are marketed that way. Like I'm saying, those should equally exist in the market just as well as the PC. Right? You want those settings,
Hmm.
right? It would be awesome if Xbox provided them. But like, what is Xbox going for the customer that wants those settings? Well, if it's not there, then they're obvious, right? Microsoft owns Windows.
Yeah.
Microsoft owns Xbox, right? They already have both markets, right? Why do they need to make the Xbox isolate a subset of people that like because there's the people that all like Xbox. There's the people that like Xbox, they want more out of it. That's like more like PC. Like there's people that are like that. Like I play Xbox, I play PlayStation, I play PC, but I mostly play PC. Where like there's people like me, and then there's people that just like I just want the game to work.
Well, and see, that's what like when was it Cyberpunk or whatever when
Uh
Cyberpunk 2077 came out and it came out for the Xbox One X and whatnot and it looked like
uh
shit.
right,
Now,
right. If you had the settings, then you'd be able to like fix
that's
it.
but that's what I'm trying to tell you. If they had a settings thing where you're able to do like on PC, where you're able to do ultra, medium, low, whatever. The PlayStation Xbox is all about how pretty their games look. Okay, PC isn't about it because they don't give a fuck.
I mean, it's not that's true, but it's also like the most PC gamers are like that. But
Well,
there's like people. Most PC gamers are also gamers that buy used graphics cards. Um,
exactly.
so the people that are buying the new shit, they're the same thing as the console gamers.
Well,
They want
well,
the prettiest games.
yeah. But I'm saying like if you don't have a good laptop or a good desktop, whatever, you can go into the settings and tweak the graphics to where your PC can handle it. On Xbox and PlayStation, I'm not even going to put the Switch into this because I'm not even counting the Switch. You can't do that. You have
Right,
to stick with the same settings and whatever the game has for that game or console, whatever. And I feel like that is shit because if you like they what there was a game that was gonna come out for the Xbox One. It was and they canceled it because they didn't want a Cyberpunk 2077 to happen again
right, right,
because when Cyberpunk happened, people got scared because they didn't
right.
want a round two or number two to happen.
And
Okay,
if what you're wanting happens, right, that instead of it would make it slightly more confusing for certain gamers. Um,
it was
but
actually
like
called Gotham Knights.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
This game was gonna come out for the Xbox One or and the Xbox One X slash Xbox One, PlayStation 4 Pro and PlayStation 4. They canceled it for those consoles because they were afraid that Cyber 27 Part 2 would happen, basically.
Right,
So they canceled it. And there it's just coming out for the Series X, PS5, and PC. And to me, it's like I get why they did it. I understand why they did it.
yeah, that's a Warner Brothers game, right?
Yeah, it's a Warner Bros. Game.
They've actually gotten in trouble for that type of shit in the past.
Okay, but what I'm
Not
saying,
not on console. They got in trouble on PC for that in the past. The PC version of a Batman game came out really bad, but
okay,
like the console versions were good. But it was mostly because they didn't care about the PC. Like they made the PC version so they could sell it, but they didn't care about it.
okay, well, whatever. Me is like these con these console games are the Xbox One and PS4 or Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, PS4 and regular One and One S and One I and PS4 Slim and shit cannot handle what the One X or the Series X and the PS5 and the Series X and PC can do now. Okay,
Right,
they
right,
can't handle that shit. So why don't y'all make it or these game developers, Warner Brothers, EA, Xbox, whatever, Activision, make it where you can tweak the graphics on the
Those
PS4 and
versions.
those versions. You can tweak the graphics and whatnot. You can tweak the graphics to your liking and shit.
You know,
And
it's not always that simple, but yeah, I agree with a lot of games. But with some, like at a certain point, it's not going to be that possible, right? At a certain point, my computer will not be able to play games anymore, and I will have to upgrade if I want to play new games, unless I only want to play like indie games at that point, right? There will come a point to when that's going to happen, or maybe the cloud thing blows up so big to where I never have to worry about it, and I can just play on the cloud before that ever happens.
mhm. Hold on, I'm gonna go pee real quick. What time is this at?
Okay.
1:15. I'll be back. Hold on. We're back. So I had to go pee. I was holding that
Yeah.
pee for a minute, and plus I had dinner, so like I had to go get that also. So like yeah, I had to take that short break. But anyway, but I'll wait to eat that. But anyway, so like I said, like how old is your graphics card?
My graphics card,
Yeah.
it's a 1060. I built it around 2018.
Mhm.
Around then. Um, yeah, so 2018.
Mhm.
So it's about 4 years old.
Okay. So I like how I said I was gonna wait to eat. I'm just eating fries. But so basically, usually people wait about what 2 years to upgrade their PCs. Usually around 2 years. Then they
Right,
start
right.
upgrading them. You are 4 years out. People would say,
Well, you
"Well,
say usually people upgrade every 2 years. That's a subset. Most people most people want 5 to 10 year mark for for certain reasons. I didn't build my PC mainly for gaming. That is a side benefit. If I was mainly for gaming and I was mainly for AAA gaming and I wanted to keep up like constantly, then yeah, I'd probably upgrade every 2 years. Um,
mm-hmm,
but yeah, like not everybody that is an upgrade cycle that people have. But there's also the 5 year upgrade cycle and the 10 year upgrade cycle that people have.
yeah, that is true." Like that's what I've always heard. Like on PC, you gotta upgrade like every 2 years and
No, like
whatnot.
if you're buying like really with mine, I would be better off if I upgraded. Like mine's definitely starting to struggle with newer games. Um,
Like
but at the same, huh?
newer games. Like what newer game has you played?
What newer games have I played?
Yeah,
Um, well, Warzone has only gotten harder to run. When Warzone first came out,
it was easy.
it was perfect. It was perfectly fine to run on my PC, but
Mm-hmm.
it's only gotten harder to run. Um, it's really dumb. Like the game, I have to keep making the game look worse. So like it's really looking like it's aging. It's not looking like it's aging. Like oh yeah, these graphics are looking worse over time. I have to literally turn my graphics down as the game keeps updating.
So as in like every so
Not
when
every some updates I actually get to turn my graphics up, but some updates I have to turn my graphics down.
okay when I was saying like when Cold War came out and then when
I
Vanguard
can
came
play
out.
Cold War. I play Cold War in 1440p, and I get 60 FPS on high settings.
Uh huh.
Like I don't play it on 4K. That would be like my PC wouldn't be able to handle it 4K. Keep in mind, like I did say, I'm running a 1060. I didn't overclock it when it came out. I didn't start overclocking it until like I wouldn't say very recently, but about like a year ago. Like when
Mm-hmm.
I really started overclocking it. Um, because like once it started struggling is when I started overclocking, so I could get you know a boost of extra life out of it before it really needed to be upgraded.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, if I overclocked it right away, then this would be even more detrimental. I'd be like, oh man, I really need it because I would be so used to how good it ran overclocked back when it was a new card.
Mm-hmm.
But as these newer games come out, like it's like, oh yeah, like I didn't overclock it back then, but me overclocking it now, it's a little better than when it wasn't overclocked. It's like I feel a little better about it. Um, it's all about perspective, I guess.
Well, yeah, like Well,
Some of these newer cards coming out, man, when their life cycle, you can barely even overclock these newer ones.
why?
There's no room to overclock it.
Okay. So, like, you like so the Series X and the PS5 is like what, a 2080?
I don't know about a 2080.
Really?
Um, no,
So
like
it's
I'm
even
not
below
saying like
that?
no. I'm thinking more like I thought more like the 30 series. I don't know about the 20 series. I don't remember what. Um,
Because it is using Ryzen 2 and whatnot.
yeah, something like that. I'm grabbing some water.
What happened?
I said I was looking at something. I'm grabbing water and changing my headphones. Okay. Well, I'm looking stuff up. Okay, so answer. Uh,
What? What headphones are you using?
I just swapped over to the old like plug-in iPhone headphones.
Oh, okay.
GPU equivalent. Those are CPUs. I think it's better than. Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah, 2080. I think it's 2080. So yeah, you were right.
That's what I thought. Because I remember Merrick.
Yeah, I forgot if it came out when the 3080 came out and came out when the 2080 came out. I just remember it being as good as the 80. So
No, I heard the 390. Like, I heard the Series X and the PS5 can do 8K.
mhm.
Even though, like, I think the PS5 even advertises it on the fucking box, like
Right,
of the PS5 box, that it can
right.
do 8K. But I don't know if it's like how the Xbox One S when
Is it
it
okay? So is it advertising? Right, it's advertising that
yeah.
right. Is it 8K gaming or is
Or
it
just it just
8K
I think it just
8K
says S8K.
gaming or is it 8K video? Like it could be a lot of things. And
Mm-hmm.
they might be talking about something future, like DLSS is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I don't think they'll be using DLSS because that's NVIDIA. These consoles are using AMD, right? Um,
Yes.
so they're not going to be using DLSS. They're going to be using AMD's version, which I forget what it's called. But it's super sampling. It lets you use a lower resolution, and you output a higher resolution, pretty much using AI that fills in the extra gaps. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so like you can actually be playing the game at 720p, but you're upscaling it to 8K. More likely, you're playing it at 1440p and you're upscaling it to 8K.
Now, here's the thing.
Mhm.
AMD is good. Like, they have good graphics cards and the whole shit. Nvidia, of course, has Nvidia RTX, of course, has betters. But
Fighters, I don't know. That's true for the most part historically, but it's a competition at the end of the day. Every time they come out with release cycles, like it swaps back and forth. Like who's
well,
top dog?
well, as of I know, 390s are way better than the Ryzen 2s.
Okay, so the those are not even comparable because one's a CPU and one's a GPU. Um,
Oh shit.
like AMD makes both CPUs and GPUs.
Mm-hmm. So what are they on?
Dude, I don't even fucking know. I have AMD CPU, but like I can't like sometimes Nvidia's hard to keep up with their naming conventions, but it makes more sense to me than AMD's
Well,
like graphics card names.
yeah, I know RTX Nvidia does like They came out with the 360. Then they came out with the 360 Ti. Then they came out with 370. Then they came out with 370 Ti. Then they came out with 380. Then they came out with 380 Ti. And then now they're at 390.
You know that's not true. The
Really?
3080 came out before the 3060
Okay. Well, shit.
because
But you
it's a
get what I was.
line of graphics cards. Yeah, it's. I know what you're talking about. Those are the family, the 30 series. It's a
Mhm.
30 series, and then there's the tiers.
Mhm.
So you have the tiers of the graphics card. The 90's
Which
better than the 80. The 80's better than the 70. 70's better than the 60.
so
60's better than the 50.
yeah. So the Ti means like an upgrade, basically, right?
Yes, pretty
Okay.
much. Pretty
Okay.
much, yeah.
So since the 390 is basically the top dog of the whole shit of all the RTXs.
It's not even that much better than, depending on what you're doing. If you're playing games, it's not much better than the 3080.
Okay. Excuse me. But so if 390 is that good, how much one with 390 Ti is gonna be like? Shit, man. 390 Ti is just gonna be fucking like crazy, bro. If the 390 is fucking pumping shit, what do you think 390 Ti is gonna be and whatnot?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's gonna be a minute until 390 Ti come out, but shit. I want to
If
think
it comes out. I don't know if the 3090 is coming out. They don't even usually come out with the 90 every year. Or not every year, but every generation. They don't always release the 90 series.
so. Like, what they had a 290, the 390. Then they had a 290 before they had a 390.
No, they didn't. There was no 2090.
Wait, so how does RTX do their shit?
I just told you. It's,
Will they like use the 350s, the 340s? You know, like 350s, 360s.
right.
So what was it before the 2080? As in the
Yeah.
RTX 2080 or whatever. So they
Yeah,
didn't even do a
RTX
2090.
2080. No, there was no 2090.
Okay, so there was no 20. So when they after 2080, what did they go to the
The
340?
3080. The
The third
3080 came out.
really the
Yeah,
3080?
the 3080 and the 3070. Like there was a 2080 Ti.
Uh huh.
But you know there was, like, I have a 1060, right? But there was no 1060 Ti. There's a 3060 Ti.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's two versions of the 1060 and I got the better version of the 1060. But
Mm-hmm.
there's no 1060 Ti.
So shit, when are the fours gonna come out then? The 450s.
You know, I'm not even, like, to be honest with you, I'm not close to buying a new computer. Like I'm because, like, you know, school and all that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking, like, if I can get any of my ventures at this, like, moment to make me, like, enough money, then I would buy one as soon as possible. But you know, it's looking more like, you know, when I'm done with school will be the next time I buy a computer. So like by the time I buy a computer, you could have a fucking beast of a computer that puts mine to shame. Right?
Mm-hmm. Well.
You know, Trent's buying a computer that's going to put mine to shame. I'm not even going to know because I haven't even actually that's not true because I've experienced the 2080 because that's actually what the school uses. You know, I work with the system administrator, so I've experienced it, but I didn't know I was because, like, I wasn't playing games and shit on it. But like, yeah, I've experienced the 2080.
Like you say, you're gonna wait till you get after school, or like what happens to someone like, let's say Trent. I'm just gonna use my example. Let's say Trent.
If any of our projects make it and we make money, I'll buy computers with it because that's what makes us the money.
Yeah.
If I buy a computer, like, I'll upgrade my computer, or perhaps you know, that would be more taxes. If we're doing it for business, then I would buy a computer for the business. But you know, if I want to upgrade my computer, then I can split the difference between how much I consider my computer's worth to cover up the rest of the taxes of buying my new computer. But
well,
yeah, because I would eventually, because my computer would be good enough to still run, like, we're running our servers on a fucking Pi. I could run I could run multiple of those fucking servers inside of my computer I use right now.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying, like, what I was trying to tell you, like, let's say Trink is generous. Okay. Let's say
He
Trink
gets
is
what?
generous. Okay. Let's say for like your birthday, which I'm gonna be honest, I never knew when your birthday was. Till this day, I still don't know when your birthday is. I'm gonna be honest. I've known you for almost 10 years. I still don't know when your birthday is.
It's at the beginning of the year. I'll tell you that right now.
Uh huh. What, January?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Towards the end of it.
January 28th?
A little bit earlier than that.
Because my sister's birthday, my big sister's birthday is January 28th. What, 25th?
Yeah, a little bit before that.
21st?
After you're right there.
23rd?
Yep.
Okay, January
Yep.
23rd. Have I ever said happy birthday to you? I don't even know if I've
You
said
actually have. You actually have. You did know my birthday at one point.
January 23rd. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
I got off topic. But like, let's say, Trink is generous on birthday, or like, let's say Christmas or Easter, whatever. Let's say Trent buys you a beast like a 390 whatever computer. Would you take it?
Oh yeah. If he does that, I'll give him mine, and we'll have another server.
Like you'll give your computer to him as like a server or whatever.
Well, I'm not going to give it to him. I'm going to, if he's gifting me a computer, I'll invest capital into the company.
Mm-hmm. I was just using that as like an example, okay? All right, just
right.
Just
no, that's a good example. Like that, I mean, would I really take it? It depends on the circumstances at the end of the day where he's at. Like, would I take it right now? No. Would I take it, like, if he's doing as good as he is right now, and he's, saving good, would I take it a couple of years down the line? Yeah, I would take it a couple of years down the line.
If he gave it to you right now, you wouldn't take it?
No, like, because I know he's saving money good, but he needs the money more than I need that computer. Like the way I would see it.
Like, if he literally went out of his way, bought you a computer that has a RTX 390, a whole nine, where it's better than his, and you are good for like years down the line, you could play Battlefield 5. You could play Call of Duty Warzone.
I wouldn't be mad if he bought it and if he tried to gift it to me, but I would probably take it back. Like, I wouldn't take it back to the store, but I would be like, that's awesome, but I'm going to, like, apply it to be, capital to the company.
Uh-huh.
Like, I at this moment in time, because, like, I don't want, like, that's a lot of, like, that would be harder for me to take it at this moment in time. But if he was doing as good as he is right now, and he was to be gifting it to me a couple years down the line, then yeah, I'd fucking take it. Like, I'd take it.
Yeah. I don't know, like, see me, like, shit, I would still take it no matter where you're at in your life.
I mean, the way I would manage not taking it would still... I would still have access to it, and I'd still be able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be mine, though.
It would be his still?
I mean, it depends on...
It would be the company's?
It would be, yeah, that sounds more accurate. The way I said it priorly. Like, I don't know if I would do it that way, but might also just, reject, be like, oh no, that's yours, dude. You can put your other one, if it's better than his other computer, put that one to work and play on this one, or we can, put this one to work and we can still, like, I would make it up to his decision at the end of the day. Or maybe I do take it, but then I apply it to be an asset to the company.
What happens, what happens if he's like, no, this is all yours? No assets to the company, nothing. Like, this is all yours.
Well, yeah, like, that actually is...
If he doesn't accept no, like, if he just doesn't accept no, like, this is yours.
Are we properly organized at this exact moment? No. Are we making money? No. So us being properly organized doesn't really matter. And depending on how we organize, that could be an option. Like, that could be a question that comes into play. Because if he says no, then I actually need his okay to approve me applying that to be an asset. I can't just put assets into the company without his knowledge, right? Um,
Yeah. Uh huh.
but not being properly organized and
Mhm.
assets, the assets in the company are put into the company are applied when the formal organization happens. Otherwise, it's all like if we were to make money as of right now, it would be considered a partnership, and we would both be liable for anything to happen.
Okay. Now, let's say if I bought you a 390. If I
If
went to
you bought
my
me a
yeah,
390,
if I bought you a 390, I just didn't know the I just don't know the address to your house. I would have to ask the address to your house and actually tell you what I'm doing because I don't know the shit to your house. So it'd be all
right,
fucked up. But like if I just like, hey, I bought you a 390. All I need is the address to
right.
your house. Would you take it? If I bought you if I spent $4,000, bought you a 390 computer, would you take it?
Like you don't have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd be more like I would still consider be hard for me to consider it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd I'd consider you more on grounds with me than like I view Trent. Like I like Trent. Like he's a friend. Like we went to school together, and right. Like so, I view him very similar to the way I view you. But he also has a family he has to look after at this point in time
Mm-hmm.
himself. He's living like on his own, like rent to pay and all that, right?
Yeah.
Me looking at you, if you would give me that gift, I would still consider not taking it, but it would be less likely than for with Trent, to be honest with you. But at the same time, sending things over the mail like that, like I don't know, like I'd probably not take it. I'd really consider it, but I might consider taking it more than I would Trent.
Mm-hmm.
But probably not. No, if you were to actually ask me that question, I'd probably say no.
Well, shit. I'm not saying I'll ever do that because I don't have money for fucking 390 shit. Well, I
Yeah.
do, but it's like
If
my
you
savings.
were to buy that, if you were to have one already, I would take it. Right? If you were to have one and you were to offer me that, I'd be like, Jacob, like, are you like you have all these things that you want to do, right? You want to move out of the house and stuff. I'd be asking those questions in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Would I consider taking it more? Yes, still, because I'm also still living at home. I'm in the same boat. So like, I still view myself as being more level with you. So you gifting me something like that would still be a huge ass gift. But like, the severity of it on you financially is a different kind of impact than it is on Trent.
I see. Like I don't know. Like I don't even know how this fucking thing got brought up, but it's just like it's just like like I'm just shit talking basically. If you
No, I
understand,
know what you're talking about.
what I'm saying. We're just shit talking right now because to make this podcast more entertaining and whatnot. But it's like it's just like my bad. I said I was gonna not eat until after the podcast, and I started eating one because I'm just hungry. But it's just like if I have a good job,
Mm-hmm.
making a lot of money, because that's me is like, see, like I want to make it in life. You
Uh
know,
huh.
that's like my whole big thing is making a life. It doesn't matter if it's with YouTube, whatever.
Right.
If I have to bust my ass with a job but making $100,000 a year or whatever, what I'm saying. Like
Mm.
I want to make it in life, no matter how it's given to me or whatnot. I want to make
Okay.
it. And to me, like if I have the money to give someone something, knowing that I'm not putting myself in jeopardy. We're
You can
back.
start. I was
We're,
just checking the battery.
we're back. I ran out of disk space, everybody.
And it needs an external.
I know I need an external, so but leave me alone. Alright, peace out. Alright. But I don't even know how long that one video was. It was I don't even this is NOScast here.
It was a while.
Yeah, it was. It was. We're almost at 2 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty long. So, but
You
okay.
want to split this up at all?
What do you mean split it up?
Part one, part two.
Nope, we're doing the whole thing. We're not doing parts. We're gonna. I'm just
No
gonna. I'm.
parts.
Nope, we're just gonna
Nah,
add it
dude.
all
We're
to the
almost at
part.
2 hours. Make it like you've already said, shorter videos. Like we can split this up. We're not doing it live. We're publishing it. Like you can post it to the streaming sites that is one to like the actual podcasting sites, but to like YouTube. We're not podcasting this live on YouTube.
Would okay, like so. What do you mean by parts? I'm gonna upload this whole thing pretty much. But what do you mean
Yeah, yeah.
like well like this is kind of like part two then.
Okay.
But we're just gonna make
Like
it into one video. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
this
no,
is part.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it outside of podcast sometime. Like we'll talk about how we can keep it like this. Like you can upload the full video, but I think it might be easier manageable if you can easier like you might be able to get a broader audience if you can split up the video into parts because like sometimes our topics like we can split it up to the topics
Yeah,
clips
true.
podcast clips.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
hear what you mean. I don't know. We'll like you said, we'll talk about it off of you know off of podcast or whatever. But
Mhm.
what was I? Okay, back to what I was saying. Like what I was saying is like I want to make it in life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I don't care how I do it. If it's illegal, if it's whatever. Like it did. Like if it's dirty money, whatever. I don't care how I do it.
I see where you're at.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to make it in life. And you know what I'm saying? Like me making it in life is becoming a billionaire, becoming a millionaire, whatever. Be able to, knowing that I'm not struggling no more. Even though,
So so Jacob, right? I have a question. Like that being said, with what you're at, because I'm getting what you're at. Like, but you're saying you pretty much take in whatever path,
mm-hmm,
right? So I'm gonna come up with a scenario. Are you willing to play this game?
sure, we'll play this game.
Okay, okay. So with all that being said, let's say you knew how to code, right? You knew how servers worked and you knew how to network, but you didn't know everything. But you knew how to use Google. Um, right? You couldn't get a job, but like you knew that there were ways to make money using code. So
Mm-hmm.
like, how would you think about going about that? Like just all the hypotheticals, imagination. Just assume you know some of the stuff that you're wanting to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, for one, all right, we're back. That was like my third time that this shit cut off. So like, we're just gonna cut off here.
Yeah,
Clearly, my computer doesn't want me to do no more videos right
Jacob,
now.
Jacob, get yourself an external
That is true. I'm gonna get
next week. Get yourself an external next week. We need to make another podcast next week.
what would I need? Like what, 1,000 terabyte? Just 1,000 terabyte
A
external?
1,000 terabytes. Go
I mean, not
ahead, get
not
a
me like
thousand
I mean
terabytes.
like 1 terabyte. My bad. 1 terabyte external. Just a small 1 terabyte external.
If you want that much, like how much? It depends on how much money you want to spend. Like you might want to get four
One
terabytes.
terabyte. 1 terabyte is what, $50?
I don't know. You might want to get 4 terabytes.
I'm not talking out. But we'll we'll talk about this like after the podcast. But like we're just gonna call it here because clearly like I keep it gets keep getting cut off because of storage on my hard drive
Mm-hmm.
on my computer. So, but we're gonna cut off here for now. Um, is there anything else you want to say before we cut off?
1 terabyte might be fine, but I would say 4 terabytes is good. That's all.
Okay. Well, we're gonna cut off here, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. We kind of went on a tangent a little bit, but it's whatever.
Fuck me up.
We didn't even get to finish what we were saying, but whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But peace out, Girl Scout.